Who's that Pokemon? Nope, just kidding. It's me. It's Mr. Mosswan here. So, in today's video, we're going to be counting down my top 10 worst Pokemon. Purely my opinion. Some of you may like some of these Pokemon. No harm in that at all. It's just purely giving my opinion on these. I hope you enjoy. Firing in at number 10 is Patrat. I hate the name. I hate the design. I hate the Pokemon. I just hate it. Even the Pokédex entry can't save this. Some Pokemon out there, no matter how bad the design is, have a cool Pokédex or backstory. This is not one of them. Number 9 is Pidov. Is it a pigeon? Is it a dove? None. It's just trash. He's the worst regional bird to hit the Pokemon games and series. Yet again, purely my opinion. He's so bland and boring. For me, he doesn't even look like a Pokemon. He just looks like a side character in any animated TV series or just a bird. His evolutions aren't too bad, but him himself just doesn't cut it for me. Firing in at number 8 is Criagonal. I think that's how you pronounce it. So, the main reason I'm not a fan of this Pokemon is purely just his design. His Pokédex entry, if you listen to it, is actually pretty cool, but it's a big snowflake with a terrible looking face. If they gave him a much better design, when you listen to the entry, he may have been a half decent Pokemon, but looking at that design, his one Pokemon, I'm very surprised made it past the drawing board. Might sound a little bit harsh, but yet again, this is all about personal opinion. Number 7 on my list is Ambipom. Ambipom? I hope I pronounced that correct. But yeah, in Gen 4, the Pokemon Company decided to get a lot of Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon and give them evolutions. I was never a big fan of most of them throughout the years because of the games. Sometimes Pokemon Go, the other games, or the anime. I've grew to like quite a few of them. Rhyperior, Magmortar, but Ambipom just was not one of them. He seems like a pointless and unnecessary evolution. For me personally, I probably would have gave Apom a cuter pre-evolution, but hey. Number 6 on my list is the whole Clink family. Clink, Clank, Clink Clank. I mean, what kind of names are them? I'm not a big fan of object-based Pokemon. A lot of them, they just put a ghost in them. This is one time they probably could have done that, give it a slightly better design or backstory. But yeah, so for me, really not a fan. The only thing I've ever really liked about them is pulling a shiny on Pokemon Go. Even in the cards, I just keep getting so many different designs of them, so many comments of the whole family. I guess it's just, no, I've never been a fan. So, while we're talking about that, it fits perfectly in with the next one on my list, which is Sandcastle. It's a Sandcastle. This is another one where I'd say read the Pokédex entry. It actually sounds pretty cool, but the design lets it down. On the anime, known as the most dangerous Pokemon on the beach, you'd have expected something better. I think when you listen to the Pokédex entry, if they would have gave it a slightly better design, or maybe a much better design, could have either been either a fan favourite of the series or even a playable or likeable one. I can see why they tried going for it with where the region's set, but it just doesn't appeal to me. Fitting in nicely with what we've just been talking about, next on my list is the Honedge family. They just look terrible. I'm sorry to say, but yeah. I even tried reading up on this Pokemon to see if it would make me like it anymore. Nope. Plus it's another one where I've pulled way too many designs out of the Pokemon cards anyway, but I've never been a fan of this Pokemon. I feel like they tried way too hard for something on it. It doesn't fit into the series right for me. It maybe would have worked in a different anime, but for me, nope. Making it into my top 3, has to be Swanna. Yep, I've spoke about it in a different video, and here we go. I just hate this Pokemon. From what I've heard, it may not be true. It's based on the Ugly Duckling story. If that is true, Ducklet isn't even ugly, but I could be wrong. Even if I am wrong, Ducklet's actually not a bad looking Pokemon. Every gen has to have a Pokemon that isn't the best looking, have all the cool looking attributes. Ducklet does it for me. Swanna. I mean, even the name's terrible. Not a fan of the design. I don't think any more needs to be said. Number 2 is the Vanillite family. If it wasn't for the Pokédex making him sound really cool, he could have potentially been number 1. At first, I thought it was an ice cream embodied by a ghost, like many. Yep, I thought it was one of those Pokemon stories. But no, sadly, it's just a poor design again. If they actually gave this Pokemon a totally different design, a totally different look, I think I may have been a fan. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've said this, but please read up on it. He sounds actually decent. Without sounding like a broken record, I'm not a fan. The reason this is number 1 is because as a kid, playing it from the very beginning, I couldn't have hated a Pokemon so much. Zubat. No, he's not even a Pokemon that pops up everywhere and you think, I can use him for this, I can use him for that. He just kept popping up. He didn't even seem that good in battle. Yes, he might be able to confuse Pokemon, but even his design was pretty bad. Now, probably shouldn't have put him so high because I really like his evolutions. I think Golbat's actually pretty cool, and Crobat is even better. But Zubat, I just remember growing up and he just annoyed me all the time. For a very similar reason, Tentacle could have easily been in my top 10. When you're surfing, he will pop up everywhere. But because I kind of like Tentacle's design, and it's a lot later on in the game where you get a bit more used to stuff, you can have repels. Ooh, Zubat. Thank you so much for watching. If you could like, subscribe or tell your friends about it, I'd really appreciate it. Carry on watching. I'll try and get more up soon. Thank you.